Good job, man. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how you guys can get rich off trading in Jujutsu Infinite or any other game of your choice. This is basically going to show you guys how you could trade. It's not really going to include any values because trading isn't even out yet, but in this video I'm going to show you guys the method I use in all the different games I played and did trading series on, and show you guys the method I use to make profit very quickly. But before we go any further in the video, I just want to let y'all know real quick, I'm going to be giving away every single game pass in the game. I let it give away probably tens of game passes every week. And then also when trading comes out, domain shards. There's literally a domain shard giveaway in the Discord right now, and a ton of game pass giveaways. So if you guys want to join any of those, all you guys have to do is subscribe and join the Discord down below. Part 1 of this video is going to be how to identify your own trading style. When it comes to trading in Jujutsu Infinite or any game, there is going to be a style that you're going to have to comprehend, and you're going to have to inherit that style yourself. Everybody's style is different, and in today's video I'll go over many different styles, but just so you guys know before I get into these, is that you have to find what works best for you. You don't always have to use my methods, just use whatever method works best for you. It depends if you're a patient person, if you're a quick person, if you're a smart person, if you're not that smart, if you're influential, whatever it is, everyone's gonna have their own method to trade, and in today's video I'm gonna go over a few of them. So the first method, and this method I primarily used it in Project Slayers, but this method is gonna be the upgrade downgrade. This method is also a method I use when I actually traded on actual Roblox. I used to be worth like millions of millions of Robux, and I used to trade a lot on the platform. I did it for like years and years, so I know a lot about trading. But this is a really important method, and in my opinion, it's probably one of the most consistent methods. It's always going to get you the item you want with time. It's not, you don't have to be too patient for the method, but it's gradual increase. And in some certain scenarios, you do get a lot of increase. It just depends on your luck. But at the end of the day, you are guaranteed a gradual increase. It's kind of the same as the cursed market. When you go ahead and you get a domain shard from the cursed market, you do need to be a little bit grindy, so you're guaranteed to get the items you need, like the demon fingers. But at the end of the day, you have to get lucky that your domain shard is in the shop or in the market for you to actually be able to get it. The upgrade downgrade method is basically when you upgrade a item that is worth lesser value into items that are worth more in value. For example, let's say I have 2 items that are worth 5 points and there's 1 item that's worth 10 points. I would trade those 2 items that are worth 5 points, and I would go ahead and I would get the item that is 10 points. And usually the higher valued items have more demand. So in this case, I'm getting an item that has more demand than my 2 smaller items for the same exact value cost. I can then go and I could flip this 10 item for 2 6 items and make a 2-point profit for basically doing nothing. I just traded up, I got a really good deal on an upgrade, and then I downgraded it for its relative value. Again, this method you do have to get lucky, but most people are willing to do it, especially if you're equal in value. Most people literally just go on the value list and they look. If it's equal in value or they're winning, they accept it. Sometimes if it's just equal, they don't accept it, but most people don't identify demand. They don't include demand in their final verdict of whether they want to complete a trade or not, and you could use this to your advantage and actually just give people equal value for things that actually should be more valuable, and then trade it away for more to people who actually understand demand. Your goal essentially at the end of this is just to keep upgrading your items. And the reason having a lot of upgraded items is good as well, because a lot of upgraded items, for example a domain shard, have a lot of demand, so people are willing to overpay for it, especially people that are not invested in the trading scene. They just hop in the trade hub every once in a while to trade for the item they need after doing a lot of grinding and not getting it. So the upgrade downgrade method is definitely a method I would recommend for you guys. Okay, so the next method, it actually doesn't have a name, it's just called the patience method. This is not a method you want to main out, but it's just a method that you could use every once in a while. So items that have a lot of demand, for example domain shards, maximum scrolls, even demon fingers, they're probably gonna have a lot of demand. I actually have a whole section about demon fingers later in this video because they are going to be essential for trading, but we'll get into that later. But basically domain shards, max scrolls, purified cursed hands, cursed energy nature scrolls, any item like that can just be used for anyone. Like for example this ravenous axe, a lot of people don't even like this weapon, so they don't use it. But the purified cursed hands, cursed energy natures, everybody needs those items unless they already have the best in the game or the one they want. Everybody needs those items, so they're all obviously gonna have high demand. And for those items, people that literally just grind the hell out the game, like people that are literally on bosses 24/7, people that are on investigations 24/7, people that just have a ton of items laying around and no luck whatsoever, will actually hop into the trade hub and offer insane amounts for this item that's not actually worth that much. This is literally the method I just call the patience method, because you have to be patient. You have to find the perfect person that wants that trade, and most likely when trading does drop, they're gonna make a Jujutsu Infinite trading server. If they don't, then you can join my server. A lot of trades are gonna go on in there, especially because I'm making a trading series. More info on that in my Discord as well. But anyway, this is called the patience method. Make sure you guys are taking advantage of these people. If you see someone overpaying, Sometimes it is too good to be true, but a lot of the times it's not, and it's literally just someone that really wants an item and doesn't want to grind for it, doesn't want to wait for the perfect trade. They just want to overpay for it, get it, and get on with their day. And the last and final method I want to talk about in this video is the method known as hoarding. Bear with me now because hoarding can get a little bit complicated, but I'll go ahead and explain it in the simplest way I can. Basically, hoarding is when you hold on to a specific item and you hold on to as many of them as you possibly can. Literally, you trade up your entire inventory and just hold as many items as these as possible. And for this specific example, I'll use cursed energy nature scrolls. Now, you as a user that checks the update log, you know that a new cursed energy nature is going to be coming out. And for that, a lot of people are going to want cursed energy nature scrolls in order to get the new best cursed energy nature that's going to be in the game. And you know, because of this, the value of cursed energy nature scrolls are going to go way up. So for that reason, you spend the next day and you trade for as many energy nature scrolls as you can. You accumulate 20 to 30 of them. And let's say their value is at 10 points. Their value goes up to 15 points, and then you just made 1.5 times however many points you had in the first place. If there were 10 points each and you had 30 of them, you just went from 300 points to 450. You 1.5x your entire inventory in a short amount of time. And then you go, and as quickly as possible, the day of the update, you go and you trade all those items up, and you go ahead and you repeat that process for every item that's going to get an update, or any item that's just good and going to raise in value in general. This method isn't too guaranteed because sometimes the cursed energy nature that comes out, for example, is going to be really bad and a lot of people don't want it, so the value ends up either dropping or doesn't go up at all. So you have to be aware with this method, but you're not going to take any big losses really because the items don't really fluctuate that much. So yeah, that's my final method that I actually did use in a lot of my trading series. Finally, the last part of this video is going to be talking about black markets. And I know I said I'll talk about demon fingers. I'll talk about those in the end, but it's going to be really fast. So black markets are going to destroy the economy. The developers did say they found a way to counter black markets. I'm not sure if they completely did. Black marketers will always find some way to, you know, sell items on that specific game. And I don't think there's really any way to counteract them in any game with trading. Type Soul suffered to it, Peroxide suffered to it, Project Slayers especially suffered to it, and a lot of games economies just kind of went to shit because of these black marketers, which is why some items that are really high in demand, it sounds really dumb, but you might not want to hold on to them because those are going to be the most frequently black marketed items. For example, the Akaza set in Project Slayers is literally worth 1 ore. They're worth 1 ore because so many of them were duped out. People were literally giving them away like free candy. Everybody you meet in Project Slayers now, I know that game is dead, but everybody you meet in that game now has 5 to 6 Akaza tops, and it's just everyone has one now, bro. It's literally more common than like war fans, and those are literally all from like tier 5 bosses. So for this reason, I would say don't hold on to the most high demand items because those are the items that are going to get duped the most. The items are going to be black marketed the most, and those are just the items that people are going to want the most, and eventually if they can't get it through grinding, they're going to pay for it. So in my opinion, don't hoard the most high demand items unless you plan on getting rid of them really fast. Hoarding sometimes does take a lot of time. Sometimes you could hoard items for like weeks just to want like 1.5x your inventory, and if you don't focus on trading, then hoarding is a really good method in my opinion as well. But yeah, you want to be careful when it comes to those high demand items due to black market. Really quickly before I end off this video, I do want to talk about demon fingers. If you guys have demon fingers, I'd recommend keeping them as demon fingers. Don't turn them into domain shards, don't turn them into anything like that because that's what everyone's doing right now. But demon fingers are going to be like ores in Project Slayers, they're going to be in Haw, like Hogyoku's in Type Soul, and they're basically going to be the main currency in the game, right? So for this reason, you want to make sure you hold on to them as much as possible, and if you have the right amount of demon fingers, you'll be able to get anything in the game. So just make sure you guys hold on to the demon fingers. Another thing I also want to mention is that trading this game is going to be a little bit different. I'll try to figure out the economy as soon as I can, but basically what I actually realized is that the cursed market is going to make trading in this game really interesting because the value of items is going to be capped. Domain shard won't go over 50 demon fingers because that's what it sells for in the cursed market. It's always going to be under 50 demon fingers. So if anyone's telling you pay more than 50 demon fingers, I wouldn't do it. Obviously, it will sell for more than 50 in some certain occasions. If someone needs it fast, they have to pay like an extra 3 or 4, then they will do that. And if you are hoarding domain shards, then I recommend trading them for more than what's in the cursed market because if you're hoarding them, you're going to have to wait anyway, and you could probably just get it in the cursed market and profit a few fingers. But yeah, bro, the cursed market is going to make trading really interesting, and again, once I actually crack the code for this economy in this game, then I will let you guys know. But yeah, man, that's my in-depth trading guide. If you guys did enjoy, make sure boys go drop a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one, man. Peace out.